Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we could do my everyday current makeup routine. Everything that I use is cruelty free and I thought we could just chat and do some makeup. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm on my period, so your girl is in pain. So I fancied a little sit down video and I'm literally just about to get ready for the day anyway, so I thought we could just get ready together. Obviously starting with a very, very bare face. Also, if I could have fairy lights on every single wall in every room of the flat, I think that I would do that. That's how much I love them. They just add coziness. And I love the coats. I also have massively cut down on how many roses I have, but today was a day that she's needed. Cheers. I'm actually going to start with this Skin and Me Face SPF because I actually got a free trial for Skin and Me and I've been loving it. I've used up the moisturiser it gave me, so now I'm just using this in its place. It was so nice. It was I think it was called Rich Moisturiser and it just was so nice. Although I did forget to do, they do a prescription aspect of it and I did actually forget to follow through and do the prescription with sending the photos of my skin and stuff. Obviously I forgot to do that, so I actually didn't get that part of it, but for the part that I did get, I love. Definitely missing some tunes, but Alexa can't play because YouTube won't be having any of that. Next thing, I actually talked about this in my last video with my beauty favourites. It is this NYX The Face Glue Primer, and I said it was raved about so much, literally all across my social media. I'm kind of running out of it and I didn't buy it. I don't always love to give into those ads because sometimes it's hard to know how authentic they really are, but I absolutely love this, so I 10 out of 10 recommend. It's so hydrating as well as tacky, which is exactly what I personally look for in a primer. I've also definitely noticed the way my makeup lasts now I use a primer compared to when I didn't used to. I think it's easy to think that it's just a gimmick or not needed, but especially when it's this type of thing where it's hydrating and tacky, it definitely makes a difference on not only the way your makeup applies but also lasts. I've also just realised I don't think I've got an eyebrow pencil because I ordered one to come but it hasn't arrived yet, so I think we might be going browless today. Okay, now the primer is nice and tacky on my face, I'm going to go in with my foundation. This is my current favourite foundation. It's the Rimmel Lasting Finish one. I am a full coverage girl on a daily basis. I just love my coverage, so I go in with a pump on each cheek and then one on the forehead. How do you say that? Forehead? Some people say forehead. Some people say forehead, I say forehead. And I've actually just wet my sponge. This is the Clomana Beauty one. It's the best sponge that I've ever used. It's so, so good. I wet it, but then I squeeze it off in a towel, so it's a little bit damp, but it's not wet, because then I think the water would interfere with my makeup, which is not what we want. That is not the vibe. Also, this foundation kind of has a little bit of a funny smell to it, but I think I've got used to it pretty quick, so now I really enjoy the smell of it. It just smells like what you'd imagine makeup to smell like. I don't know if we're on the same page with that. I also do just think that this shade match is really good for my skin, which is lovely. It's also fake tan night tonight. I need to scrub my tan off and reapply, which is just, isn't that just the biggest ball ache? But it's so worth it. I don't look forward to it every week, but I do look forward to waking up tomorrow every week feeling like a tan goddess. Do you know what I mean? Now we're all blended and I've got foundation all over my hands, which is great. I've got two concealers. Nope, that's a mascara. I've got two concealers. They're both exactly the same, but I've got one in the shade Light Sand and one in the shade Light Peach. So if you're similar sort of complexion to me and you don't know what shade to go for, I would recommend within this range. Sometimes I think I've got shade blindness. Does that match my skin or is that too light or too dark? Sometimes I just sit and stare at myself in the mirror and think does that actually match my skin tone? Just cannot figure it out. Because then when I go in with this one, you'll see it is so much lighter. I mean, I say so much lighter. It's really not that much lighter, is it? That was a bit dramatic. I do just kind of mix them anyway because I want to be highlighted in those areas, but do you see what I mean? I'm is the shade match in the room with us? Because I'm just not sure. Except the foundation, I feel I know that matches. The concealer just confuses me a little bit. I'm also just gonna let the coverage under my eyes build up a little bit. Oh, James just texted me. Hi. And then I'm gonna go in under my eyes. But yeah, I just love the coverage. And I've said this before, but I quite like looking like I'm wearing makeup, if that makes sense. I'm not someone that's shy to makeup and kind of wants to look like I don't wear makeup. Like the classic no makeup. That is not a bit of me. Give me the full beat every day. I also put it a little bit over my lips, which might be a little bit rogue, but that feeling when I can line my lips at the end and like just feels like it all comes together. Oh, it's a lovely feeling. Also, who's excited for Christmas? I've seen a mixed amount of people say that they're excited for Christmas and feeling Christmassy, and some people that aren't. And I have to say, I'm feeling really Christmassy this year. You wouldn't be able to tell from my background because I've literally got no sight of Christmas in this bedroom. Oh, apart from a little Christmas tree. I have got a little Christmas tree here. Probably should have actually put this in the background, shouldn't I? Because that'd be really cute, but I don't know where it's going to go unless I stand up on my bed, which is not happening. I'll put it right in front of me, so then I feel a little bit more Christmassy in here. But my favourite thing about Christmas is just being able to spend time with my family. Like, I just adore my whole family and James's family, and I just love, oh, it's so nice. So it just makes me feel so grateful for everyone that I've got. Although this is our first Christmas without my granddad, because we lost him earlier this year, really sadly. And it was like our first loss as a family, so that has hit us all obviously really hard, as grief does anyway, but it's something that I am kind of navigating, and it's just something I've never had to experience like this before, which obviously I'm really lucky for. But Christmas is going to feel a little bit different this year, but I'm also really grateful for everybody that I've got around me, and honestly just grateful for the life that I get to live. Gratitude is something that I'm actually realising more and more that is like such a solid part of my life. Like, I definitely also think like as I'm getting older, I'm just feeling more and more grateful for everything. And I also, this might get really deep, but I feel like since my mental health has improved so much over the last like 4 years, I feel like life now feels so precious that I just want to like hold on to it. And I love that feeling, but also like I am quite scared of everything, like scared of losing people, feeling anxious about like my own health, and I think it's because I care and I really know how precious life is. Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys ever experienced that, but if you do, then just know that you're not alone, and to make sure that all of those feelings, they're okay, but just make sure they're not limiting your life, because life really is precious. So make sure that you're not, and I know it's so much easier said than done, but make sure that your anxiety is not taking that away from you and like letting you live your life, because otherwise it's going to pass you by regardless, which is a really hard thought. And I feel like I talk so much about being present, but do you ever just sit there and think like, am I being present enough? Like, how present can you be, like to the point where I'm like, oh, am I taking in this moment enough? And they always say like you never really truly know what you had until it's gone, which again is just a terrifying thought. But I feel like it's good to be somewhere in the middle. I feel like right now I'm on the other end of the spectrum, where I'm literally like trying to take in every single moment and do everything that I can and be with everybody that I love and appreciate every single moment, and kind of scared of that being taken away from me. But I need to like find some middle ground of being able to live without that anxiety a little bit, which I'm still working on. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because it's something that I don't think I've actually seen anybody else ever talk about. Not anybody that I follow anyway, so I've always felt like quite alone in it. And like I said, it's kind of got more and more as the years go on, and as I kind of get older and as I really experience life even more and like understand how precious life really bloody is. So like I said, you're not alone if you feel like that, and just make sure that you are being gentle with yourself, because that's the biggest thing I would say. It's so important, and recognizing it as well, because if you just kind of live in it, like the days are just going to pass you by and you're just going to be like absorbed in this little bubble of fear and anxiety and not actually living your life. Also, I forgot to show you the products that I've just used because I was rambling, but I've used the Primark contour and foundation stick. Don't know why I said it that way around. Foundation contour stick, which I use every single day. And then the MCO Beauty multi-use cream stick in the shade Babyface, and this is in the shade Chai. This is the classic Jordan Lipscomb recommendation, which I think half of the UK then found themselves using once she'd recommended, because she is the makeup queen. And then I'm also just using this Makeup Revolution peach powder. I think I also need to get myself some new makeup brushes, because I use the same makeup brush for my powder as I do my powder bronzer, which is fine, but then I feel like it's not really the best thing to do, because I'm obviously getting colour when I do the powder bronzer, but no colour when I do the normal powder. So I feel like I'm just kind of messing up my makeup here and just like turning my face into one big mash of a blur of the same powder. Can't wait to see what my eyebrows are going to look like. And then my Primark powder bronzer. I've actually got two of these. This one's in the shade Fearless, and this one's in the shade Sunset, I think. Yeah, but I don't know if they're different formulas. They both say matte bronzing powder, But this new one that I got doesn't sit as well as this one, and they're in like literally the same packaging and they say the same thing, but for some reason I just don't feel like it's as good as this one, so I keep reverting back to this one. I just picked up the other one because I thought maybe it would be like a different kind of shade match if I'm like more or less tanned. But honestly, girls, I don't know what to tell you about it because I don't know if it's actually the same formula or whether they changed it. I have to put bronzer down my nose as well, otherwise I feel naked when I look at myself. Everyone always tells me that I swallow really, really loud when I drink. James is so dramatic. He literally says I need to move away from you when you're drinking, like when he's sat next to me, because he says it's so loud, and I'm like, are you being dramatic or is it actually that loud? Because I didn't know that that was a thing. I didn't know that that was an issue, but maybe I've just gone my whole life and people have just been thinking that about me and I just didn't realise. Isn't that a lovely thought? That's gonna be with me tonight when I go to sleep, and I'll be there at 1 AM thinking, I wonder if anyone else in my life has thought about that of me, which is just fantastic. So I love that he's just given me that thought. That was really, really kind of him. As if I needed another thing to keep me awake at night. Clearly he thinks I do. Primark blush as well. There's a lot of Primark makeup, but honestly these powder blushes especially are so, so nice. Hope that you can see that. Hope that it's doing it justice. This is the shade True Peach and I just love it, and it's literally £1.50. £1.50 for a blush. That's literally lasting me so long. I've not even hit pan yet and it's lasted me, I'm gonna say like a year and a bit. It is blooming crazy. I've got nothing. I don't know if you can see that, but I have got nothing. I've not even got another eyebrow pencil. I'm actually not sure what I'm gonna do. This is the MUA Brow Define Pencil. If you're looking for a really fine brow pencil, then I really recommend this one because it's the thinnest one that I found, but also not stupidly thin, where like I have a fair amount of eyebrow that I want to do and it doesn't take me like forever, but it's thin enough just to get in there. Okay, I'm gonna have to be really sparse with this. That is the best that these brows are gonna get with the brow pencil that I've got left. And I literally have just been scraping, like, she's like right flat. I've just been like scraping it on my face. So I think we're done there. I think we're trying to get too much out of that. And now I'm gonna do my lips, but I didn't bring a mirror in. Well, I've got a mirror behind, but I haven't got a big mirror. I haven't got a small mirror to be able to see. So I'm gonna do my lips with my phone. This is also my current favourite lip liner, which is the Jordana Tisha lip liner in the shade Toasted Toffee, I think. I also do like a little bit of an overline. And I only overline like the Cupid's bow. Also just noticed that I've got a little moustache going on there. It's lovely, isn't it? And then my Rimmel Thrill Seeker Glassy Gloss with some fluff. Wow, clean girl who? I love the scent and the taste of this as well. It's so nice. And I always make sure that I go onto my Cupid's bow because I feel like that's what makes my lips look nicest. That's it. Usually I'd also have setting spray, but I've also run out of that, so I'm not doing too well in this really. Tell me that's not the saddest noise of all. But yeah, that is my makeup all done. I always love watching these videos as well when I do my makeup, so I'll like put it on in the background and it's kind of like I'm on FaceTime doing makeup with another girlie, so yeah. Maybe that's what you use this video for. But also, I just love to do my makeup every single day because it just makes me feel more put together. Like making that effort with myself and yeah, making myself feel nice and pretty in the morning. Not that I'm not pretty without makeup on, but I definitely feel more pretty with makeup on. Thanks so much for getting ready with me and I will see you hopefully in my next video. Bye!